You've probably heard the saying, they don't build them like they used to. And when it comes to modern homes, that's more true than you might think. Today's homes are larger, brighter, and built faster than ever before. And yet something still feels off about them, though you might not be able to put your finger on what it is. In today's episode on Homes Explained, we're going to explore 5 ways in which modern homes have quietly changed in their design, in their construction, and even in the way our brains respond to the spaces that we live in. For most of architectural history, homes were built around human scale. Ceilings, windows, doors, even hallways, all designed with proportion in mind. Builders worked with heavy, lasting materials such as plaster, wood, brick and stone, and the result were homes that felt personal and grounded. But as time went on, priorities shifted. Speed replaced craftsmanship, efficiency replaced detail, and the visual language of home building started to change in a way that redefined how our spaces make us feel. Before the 1990s, most ceilings were around 8 foot, cosy and proportionate. Today, 10-foot, 12-foot ceilings are all the norm. And while they may look dramatic, they also distort our sense of scale and comfort. Psychologists call this the cathedral effect. High ceilings encourage abstract thinking, but they also make us feel smaller, less anchored, and less connected to the space itself. Rooms like this may impress at first glance, but over time, they feel cold and impersonal. Older home styles like the Craftsman and the Prairie deliberately kept ceilings low to create warmth, enclosure, and a sense of belonging. Now, with lightweight materials and engineered trusses, it's easier and cheaper than ever to span large spaces, even if that means sacrificing proportions that make a room feel like home. Next up is the death of the hallway. Older homes used hallways as transitions. They served as buffers, both physically and psychologically, marking the shift from one activity to another. The hallway wasn't just a corridor, it was a pause. It gave a sense of rhythm and anticipation between one room and the next. Today, hallways are often considered wasted square footage and therefore eliminated, but the loss changes how we live inside our homes. Defined rooms have a clear purpose, and the hallway was used to separate them. Without it, boundaries blur, and the result is a constant low-level stimulation where everything's visible, everything's connected, but nowhere to mentally close a door. And it may look efficient, but it removes the pauses and the quiet spaces which gave a home rhythm and calm. The third factor which makes modern homes feel off is the concept of open floor plan taken too far. When open floor plans first appeared, they were absolutely revolutionary. Mid-century modern and ranch homes used them to create a sense of openness and flow, but they still respected function. There were subtle changes in height, half walls, or changes in material that helped define where one space ended and another began. Without clear boundaries, activities compete for the same air and attention. Cooking noises overlap with the TV, work spreads across the dining table, and there's no real ability or sense of retreat. The result isn't just visual clutter, it's also mental clutter. Older homes used walls and doors to give permission to change gears, but with modern homes, everything's happening all at once. Next up is the impact of lighting and windows. Older homes layered light. Windows, lamps, sconces and fireplaces created warmth and variation throughout the day. Modern homes, by contrast, rely on oversized windows and bright LED lighting. It photographs beautifully, but it can feel overstimulating to live in. Our bodies and minds respond best to contrast. Constant brightness flattens the natural rhythms of the day, leaving rooms feeling active when they should feel restful. At night, large, unshaded panes can feel exposed, beautiful from the outside, but unsettling from within. Older homes understood that light wasn't just functional, it was also emotional. It shaped comfort, privacy, and calm. Modern homes seem to have forgotten that balance, favouring efficiency and spectacle over atmosphere and ease. Another reason modern homes feel off is the lost details and craftsmanship. Built-ins, trim, alcoves and ornaments once gave home their character, thoughtful touches that added interest, depth and beauty. Today, much of that craftsmanship has vanished, replaced by flat lines and simplified surfaces that are quicker and cheaper to produce. It's not just decoration that's missing, it's the sense of artistry. Old homes expressed a pride in construction, joinery that aligned perfectly, mouldings that framed a view, and patterns that played with light and shadow. Those details told you that somebody really cared when the home was being built and that it was built to endure. Modern construction often feels stripped of that intention. Efficiency has replaced intimacy, and the beauty of craft has given way to a minimalism that often feels more unfinished than refined. So why do modern homes feel different? And essentially, it comes down to different values. Older homes were shaped around proportion, craftsmanship, and longevity. Every line, every material choice served a purpose, balancing beauty with scale. Whereas modern homes are prioritised around efficiency, speed, and visual impact. They're optimised for photos, for the Instagram effect, showcasing what builders and architects can achieve, as well as floor space, not for how they make us feel when we're on the inside. And that shift in priorities leaves a subtle disconnect. Our surroundings may look impressive, but they don't offer the same sense of comfort or belonging that older homes naturally created. We still crave texture, interest, design and transition, not because we're nostalgic, but because those elements reflect the way we think, move, rest and live. And that's the difference we sense, even if we can't quite explain it. So when people say they don't build them like they used to, they're right, not just in materials, but also in mindset. Modern homes may meet our needs, but they often forget the principles of design. And maybe that's why we're still drawn to older homes, because they remind us that architecture isn't just about how something looks, but how it feels to belong there. So my question to you is this: if you could bring back one thing from older homes which you don't see much anymore, what would it be? For me, I'm kind of conflicted between two things. Number one would be solid wood, that not MDF, not composites, the type that you can actually really knock and it's quality material, and also real fireplaces. You just don't see them anymore. The type that actually warm a room and make you want to go to sleep after a meal. So let me know in the comments what your pick would be. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into the differences between older and modern construction and why they feel a bit off. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. It really helps me out, and I'll see you next week.